Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this presentation of UBC Saturday on the Coliseum Sports Network. Today, we come to you from Music City. It is the Chicago Inferno taking on the Nashville Brigade. Here are the starting lineups coming before you on the screen, and I'll read them off to you as well. For the visiting Chicago Inferno, at point guard will be Lincoln Flores. At shooting guard will be Hector Talton. At small forward will be Oliver Greenberg. At power forward is Andrew Samuels, and at center is Declan Gloucester. For Nashville, the point guard is Troy Grant. The shooting guard is Barrett Soto. The small forward is Tyler D'Artagnan. The power forward is Armin Henninger, who you just saw on your screen. And the center for Nashville is Hippolyte Kamienski, who you will notice by his mohawk as he helps Nashville win the tip. We are underway this afternoon. Glad that you can join us here from Bridgestone Arena. Very good crowd here for Nashville's first national TV appearance. Troy Grant with the ball, trying to operate out of the corner, hands it off to Armin Henninger, who will draw the foul. And it will be the first one on Andrew Samuels. Huge crowd here at Bridgestone Arena in Nashville this afternoon, especially considering we're in the heart of SEC country, and there is local football this evening. First shot by Henninger is good. 15-year career for Armin Henninger. He's from Germany, and he's drawn a lot of comparisons, of course, to Dirk Nowitzki. Armin has said that he just wants to be his own player instead of modeling himself after anybody else. But anybody that watches film on Armin knows that fadeaway, well, Dirk has pretty much patented it. He hit both of his free throws, and Chicago's able to tie it up 2-2. So here comes Nashville looking to take the lead back. Barrett Soto working along the perimeter. Looks down low to Henninger. Posts up low block, kicks it back out to Grant. 7 on the shot clock. D'Artagnan puts up the 3. It goes in 5-2 in favor of Nashville. Almost 11 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Hector Talton handling the ball. Greenberg was open, doesn't pass it to him. Instead, he'll send it down low to Samuels. Fadeaway slapped, but Flores able to get the ball back and put it up. He misses, though. Amazing block by Armin Henninger. And that's the same type of play that helped Nashville blow out Pittsburgh in their season opener. He steps out of bounds as he looked to shoot the turnaround jumper. Nashville opened the season on the road at Pittsburgh and won 101-82. Henninger named player of the game. Talton with the ball again. Gets it over to Flores in the corner. He was about to attack the basket, but Troy Grant falls on him after the ball fake. So Flores doesn't get the easy 2 points he hoped to get off the shot fake, but he does help Chicago draw the foul. Samuels will inbound it to Gloucester. 10.5 on the clock, 10 on the shot clock. Chicago's offense looking pretty stagnant here early on. A team that likes to run the ball, but Talton able to put up the 3 and tie it back at 5. Here's Nashville looking to set up again. And Henninger getting the ball, looking to drive. And Samuels called for the foul already. I was about to say he had the foul, but Talton was called for the foul. So Samuels looked out there. That would have been his second. Ball inbounded to Grant. He'll just put up the 3 from there, and it won't go. Kamienski pulling down the board. Hook shot is good. Hippolyte Kamienski from Poland able to put it back up, and Nashville has a 7-5 lead. Samuels on the elbow, taking on Henninger, kicks it back out. Talton, he'll put up the 3, and it goes in and out, pulled down by Kamienski. Now we're starting to see him on the boards. That's what he's been brought to Nashville to do, is to crash the glass. Soto with it, works it over weak side. D'Artagnan missing the 3 off the back rim. Into the hands of Gloucester. And now here comes Flores up the court. with Samuels, and the steal by Troy Grant. Active hands as the ball was looking to get into the corner. Soto down low to Henninger. He's double teamed on the block. Give it to Soto. Mid-range shot. Missed. Rebound by Samuels. Hands it off to Flores. Chicago looking to tie or take the lead. Oliver Greenberg will give them the lead with the three from the right wing. 8:41 in the first. Chicago taking their first lead of the game, 8-7. D'Artagnan getting it to Henninger. He's about to turn and shoot, but he'll give it to D'Artagnan instead. And Grant will set something up here on offense. Tries to hand it off to Soto. Bounces around and into the hands of Hector Talton. Chicago looking to drive the lane. Up top to Flores. And onto the ball, gets it back to Talton. He'll pull up and make it just outside of the key. 10-7. Chicago taking the lead here. Haven't quite played the tempo they've wanted to, but they've been trying to get the best shots that they can, and it's worked out for them as they're up by 3. Grant hands it off Soto. Left elbow shot is good. Keeps the Brigade in it. 10-9. Talton stops on the right elbow. Pull up. And he can't hit it again. He made his last shot just a few feet in front of that last attempt. Soto trying to force his way inside. Stopped by Samuels. Kamienski going to go to work down low. He'll put it up, and it rolls out. Greenberg pulling the ball down. Good defense despite the mismatch. Talton with the ball now. He'll pull up. The attempt, no good. Hector Talton trying to take control here early on. Grant with the ball at the point. Under 7 remaining here in the first quarter. D'Artagnan putting up the 3, and it's good. Nashville taking the lead back. Here's Lincoln Flores. He went 4 of 20 in that game against Newark. Now he'll lay it in. Able to score much sooner than he did in his last game. 12 all. D'Artagnan finds Soto. Gets it right back to his teammate. Looking for another avenue to get to the hoop. Soto going to try to take it himself. Stopped by Talton. Running out of ideas. He puts it up and it bounces around and in. And Nashville will take the lead back. Tight game early on here from Nashville. Flores to Talton. Right back up top. Flores driving the lane. Hands it off to Gloucester. Declan Gloucester will get his first points of the game. That will tie it up at 14 with 5:49 remaining here in the first quarter. Glad that you could join us this afternoon here on UBC Saturday. Chicago tying up the game off the Declan Gloucester layup, off the assist from Lincoln Flores. And so Nashville now has the ball out of the timeout. They're going to come up the floor, take the lead back, and hopefully make it more permanent. Soto loses his dribble, has to give it back to Grant, who will pull up for the 3 and missed, but Kamienski tries to put it up and it's blocked by Gloucester. Flores with the ball now. And tries to get it down low. And now here comes Nashville on the fast break. Soto driving the lane and scores. And 1. Substitutions into the game here for both teams. Barrett Soto at the line trying to convert on the and one. And it's good. Nashville up by 3. Flores with the ball. No look pass out to Colvin Thompson, who can't make his first shot attempt of the game. D'Artagnan pushing it up the floor. He has 6. Henry Cage in the game for the first time today. Troy Grant tries to put up the layup. Put back no good. And here comes Chicago on the run again. There's numbers for the Inferno with Talton blocked on the runner. So now Nashville pushing it the other way. He tries to get it down low. Tip, and now in the hands of Soto at the point. He's looking to drive. Spin move, puts it up. And in. 19-14 in favor of Nashville. And Barrett Soto getting some early offense going. He's responsible for 9 of those points. 4:16 remaining here in the first quarter. Dalton behind the back, looking to go inside. Turnaround jumper is no good. Pulled down by D'Artagnan. Number 9 for Nashville, you see running around is Dmitry Stojanovic. He's pretty much a younger Serbian version of Hippolyte Kamienski, as in he is very good at rebounding the ball, but he's been forced out of the paint so far today. We'll see if he'll get more involved in the post. He wasn't on that rebound, and now Chicago has possession, down by 5. Talton guarded by D'Artagnan, looking to drive, spin move. Down low, Wesley Wilkes getting his first shot attempt and converting it. He'll go to the line for a chance to score one more. Henry Cage called for the foul. Wesley Wilkes, 6'9", 254 from Moultrie, Georgia. That's in the southern part of the state. Was a standout as a big man down at Florida State University. Converts on the 3-point play. And that'll make it a 2-point game. Mason Joyner, the Brooklynite, into the game for the first time today, taking the place of Troy Grant, taking the ball inside on his own, hands it off to Henry Cage, and Cage is able to score 21-17 with 3:10 remaining. So here comes Ethan Smith. He'll be running things most likely for the remainder of the quarter. Now here comes Nashville off the miss. In the corner, long 2 by Cody Lamont is no good. Ethan Smith back up the floor, hands it off to Colvin Thompson. Thompson driving against Joyner. He has the advantage. But Smith will be the one to put up the 3 and convert. Chicago now within 1 with about 2.5 to go here in the first. Joyner to Lamont. He'll put up a 3. He's good from there. He's able to hit that one. So the 3 by Cody Lamont will keep Chicago at bay for now. They're down 4 in the closing minutes of the first quarter. Ball down low to Wilkes. They hand it off to Miguel Teixeira, and it works his way back up to the perimeter. Seth Carney missed a 3. Wilkes will pull down the board and put it right back up where he found it. Been an even game so far, with the road team only down by 2, looking to get their first win of the season after falling by 5 to Newark almost a week ago. Cage with the ball guarded by Teixeira, gets it over to Lamont. Carney with the tight D. They're going to drive inside, under the rim, and the reverse lay-in, no good. So blocking foul called on Wesley Wilkes, and that will send Cody Lamont to the line for the first time in this game. Cody Lamont, a local kid, went to school at Vanderbilt, so he's probably going to be watching that Vanderbilt game later today. But he was born and raised in Brentwood, Tennessee, which isn't too far from here either. Hasn't had a pro team to call his own. Even the Memphis Grizzlies, who were several hours to the southwest, weren't around when he was growing up. but now he has a team to call his own, and he's playing on it. Second free throw is good, 26-22 with 1:35 in the game, and you saw for Chicago, Dashiell Van Buren coming into the game at center. As the second unit will take care of business here the rest of the way in the first quarter. Carney with the miss, pulled down by Cameron Harrington. Stewart with the ball, gives it to Joyner. They're going to try to set something up here. Stewart at the point, oddly enough, he's a power forward. Gets it over to Harrington. 4 on the shot clock, going to have to think of something quick here. And Joyner just going to pull up. And a good shot on target, but he misses. And it was contested, so I'm sure Coach Howard Williams for Nashville probably wanted much more than what they got out of that possession. Under a minute left, Ethan Smith with the ball. Give it to Thompson. Thompson kicks it back out. Smith thinking 3. He'll move closer, shoot from the top of the key and miss. Van Buren will pull it down, put the shot up and miss that. Here's Joyner. Drive the lane. To Stojanovic getting his first touches of the game. He goes up and is fouled. Foul will be called right there on Dashiell Van Buren. Dmitry Stojanovic will go to the line. Nashville made an effort to sign on a lot of rebounding, and they did that. They picked up Armin Henninger, who has rebounding and much more in terms of skill set. But at the center position, they had Hippolyte Kamienski and Dmitry Stojanovic, who misses the and-one opportunity. And it was going to be odd trying to figure out how to divvy up the minutes for Stojanovic and Kamienski, considering that they're both so talented that they could be starters. But experience winning out, at least for now. And nobody seems to be complaining about it at the moment. Nashville closes out on a run, and they're able to end the quarter up by 6, 28-22. We'll be back with more basketball here, UBC Saturday, on the Coliseum Sports Network. Welcome back to Nashville. Big crowd here at Bridgestone Arena for the Nashville Brigade home opener. This is also the first game in the city of Nashville in history for a pro team, for a pro men's basketball team. So some history being made. As we start off the quarter with a three-pointer by Ethan Smith. So some history being made, though somewhat under the radar compared to other home openers, such as in Newark or Seattle, where there were once teams, once NBA franchises. For a city like Nashville, they've never had anything like this, really. They've had exhibition games. They've had plenty of college games. As a matter of fact, the SEC tournament's coming back this spring, but never a men's professional basketball team. They did have a women's team, the Nashville Noise, now defunct American Basketball League, but nothing in the men's sort. So a new day here in Nashville, and the home team leading by now 3. So I was about to say 5. Miguel Teixeira converting on that 2-point. Under 11 here, 30-27. Stojanovic taking care of business on the block. He'll turn around, give it a hook shot, and miss. Pulled down by Francois Williamson. Williamson going inside, handed off Carney. He tried to go for the layup. He ran over, I believe, Mason Joyner, who's called for the foul. The Carney shot was blocked. McCarney out of Kansas State. Very good from the three-point line, but he has not restricted his game so far this season to just the perimeter. He likes to attack the basket. That's something that he's done ever since his younger days. The three-point skill set is actually fairly new, as we've seen both in this game and then in the game against Newark. And he attacks the basket. Even when he doesn't score, he's usually rewarded with the foul. Able to convert both free throws, and Chicago is now within one. Nashville came into the quarter up by 6. So a 7-2 run here for Chicago as they look to get back in this game. And as I said before, they are in search of their first win of the season. Henninger able to draw the foul. That's Andrew Samuels' second. I remember earlier there was a foul that Henninger had picked up. I thought it was on Samuels. It was given to Talton. And I was saying that that would have been trouble, considering that would have already been his second foul back in the first. Well, now Samuels has his second. And it's going to be deliberation time for Chicago's coach, Jordan Villarreal, if he's going to keep Samuels in, considering he has 2 fouls early on in the second quarter. Henninger hits the first free throw and makes the second one as well. So it's back to a 3-point game for Nashville as they look to keep Chicago at bay. Samuels with the ball. Working along the top of the key, hands it off. Carney in the corner. That's a long 2, 32-31. Joining with the ball, Cedric McClurkin, who came into the game earlier. Gets it to Henninger. Ball was loose. Kamienski, I saw there, was going to dive for it. It was already out of bounds, so still Nashville's ball. Out pops Henninger, who almost gets it stripped away. He's going to try to drive inside, back up top to McClurkin. Over to Harrington for 3, he misses. Offensive board by Kamienski, but when he goes up, he didn't have control of the ball. It was blocked. And here comes Chicago the other way. They could take the lead here. Samuels from the left elbow missed. Gloucester going to put it back up, get the shot and the foul. So Chicago will take the lead, and they can go up by 2 if Gloucester can convert on the and one opportunity. Declan Gloucester at the line, center from Australia, had 15 points and 16 rebounds in that loss to Newark. He's going to be tasked with pulling down the boards against some tough rebounders in Kamienski, Stojanovic, and Henninger here in this particular game. So these first 2 games have not been easy. Cedric McClurkin able to come in for a layup. 34-33, Nashville takes the lead back. Williamson up top, gets it over to Smith. 3-pointer is missed, and a loose ball collected by Carney. Williamson with it up top. Smith putting up a 3 again. Chicago takes the lead back, and now they have a 2-point advantage. 12 3-point attempts already for Chicago. Joyner turns around, shot over Williamson, no good. Gloucester pulling down the board. Not too much of a surprise as Chicago comes up the floor that they do have 12 attempts already, considering that Villarreal's game plan consists of pressure defense and a lot of threes. Harrington with the ball. On top to Joyner. He's going to try to drive. Gets it over to McClurkin. Along the perimeter, gets it over to Joyner. Fade away. And it's good. Ties the game up at 36 with just a little over 8 remaining here in the first half. And Chicago will call timeout. 36 all here, 8:04 remaining in the second. These teams are tethered to each other. They can wander away, but not too far before they meet back up with their opponent. Be sure to join us on Wednesday for our second presentation of UBC Wednesday. We'll be up in the Pacific Northwest. The battle for Cascadia as the Vancouver Huskies make their Coliseum Sports Network debut, taking on the Seattle Emeralds in Seattle. That'll be a 10 o'clock Eastern start on the Coliseum Sports Network. Declan Gloucester was supposed to get the inbounds, but he straddled the half-court line, and you just can't do that in the UBC. Another timeout called here. That was just a huge lapse in judgment on Declan Gloucester, who you would be surprised to see handling the ball up top anyways. So we come out of the back end of a back-to-back timeout. We'll see what Nashville has up their sleeve. Cameron Harrington remembering to stay on one side or the other of the half-court line, but Joyner will bring it up. McClurkin now has it, looking to drive the lane. Takes it back up to the perimeter. He'll drive again. Stops, shoots it over Greenberg, missed. Kamienski is blocked down low by Andrew Samuels. Here comes Chicago up the court. Greenberg stopped though. Trying to work his moves. He was pretty quiet in the last game against Newark. Gonna hope to get more involved in this one. Williamson gives it to Greenberg. Pulls up and misses. Tipped around and into the hands of McClurkin. Outlet pass to Harrington, and he will throw down the one-handed jam. With a salute at the end, no less. Cameron Harrington showing off his hops there. Makes it a 38-36 game with 7:08 remaining in the second quarter. Francois Williamson handling the ball. He'll get it back. Pick from Samuels. In the corner, Smith. Long two is good. Ties the game back at 38. Neither of these Eastern Conference teams are letting up. And who knows, these teams are probably previewing what we will see come playoff time. Henninger over to McClurkin up top. Cameron Harrington. Three is good from straight away. Nashville taking the lead again. Cameron Harrington has been impressive. He throws down a jam on the fast break and then puts up a three. Could be dangerous for Chicago if they don't guard him. Greenberg gonna go inside. The runner is good. 41-40. 6 ties, 6 lead changes, and the largest lead has only been 6. That's how close of a game it has been through a quarter and a half. Passing the 6-minute mark here. Chicago down by 3. Smith with the ball to Williamson. Gets it over to Smith. He'll throw up that 3. He's not afraid to do it. And if it isn't broke, we need to fix it. That's his 4th three-pointer made. 14 points for Ethan Smith off of the bench. Harrington with the ball. Gets it over to McClurkin, down low to Henninger. Posting up against Samuels. Up and in for Armin Henninger. That was our 7th tie, by the way. Now Nashville has the lead back. Greenberg with the ball. Gloucester back up top to Smith. Over to Greenberg. He'll spot up from straight away. That will bounce around and out. So Chicago not able to take the lead off the 3. Nashville going to try to extend the lead. Largest they've had is 6. Harrington with the ball. He'll put up to 3. He'll miss it. And Samuels will pull down the board. 4:39 remaining in the first half. We've had a back and forth game. First quarter was more to Nashville's tempo. This second quarter has been more to Chicago's tempo. Can they take advantage? No. Kamienski pulling down the board. Corner with it up top to McClurkin. McClurkin stopped at the free throw line. He'll give it to Joyner. Good D there by Williamson, preventing the paint. Joyner gets past. He'll float in for the finger roll. 4-point game for Nashville. Under 4 remaining now. Williamson with it up top. He'll pull up. Free throw line jumper is good. Francois Williamson We've seen him hang on to the ball. He's very much capable offensively. So he'll finally take a shot, and it goes in. Hopefully that'll increase his confidence for his sake. McClurkin into Henninger. Will get it across the post to Kamienski. Works its way right back out to the perimeter. And Harrington will put up the open three. He can shoot it in space, just can't convert this time around. Greenberg pulling down the board. He's on the run, loses the ball, and Joyner on the fast break. He'll take it himself, and he'll lay it in off the backboard it in. Back to a 4-point game. Williamson with the ball. Over to Samuels. It's been non-stop action. I don't think we've had a whistle in a while. And Samuels will drive. He misses, gets his own rebound, puts it right back up, 49-47. Yeah, it really seems like a while since we've had a whistle. These two teams have been going up and down the floor, and the refs have been letting them play. McClurkin driving the lane. He avoids a foul as he gets past Gloucester, laying it in, 51-47. Amazing move there by Cedric McClurkin. Smith with the ball. He's inside the perimeter. This might be foreign territory for him. They'll kick it out to Williamson. Straddling along the perimeter, holding on to the ball. They need to come up with something. Gonna have to force it up and can't convert. Rebound by Henninger. Harrington with it now. Williamson trying to play tight D. Joyner open from the right wing. Three is good. And that is the largest lead of the game for Nashville. They are up by 7 with 1:48 remaining in the first half. Stick around once the buzzer sounds here at the end of the quarter for the Sprint halftime report. Highlights and clips and stats from the first half that was, and it has been a rapid-fire one. Blink and you might miss about 2 minutes of it. Joyner with the ball. He tried to drive, then was pushed pretty much back up to the elbow. McClurkin fakes, puts up the runner. That's missed. Kamienski will put it back up, and there's the first whistle that we have seen in Lord knows how long, but it's Kamienski drawing the foul, and he has the opportunity to convert on the three-point play. Kamienski, if he's able to hit this free throw, will give Nashville a double-digit lead, and he doesn't. Still a 9-point lead. That's the largest for Nashville here in the game so far. Starters are finally back in. I'm sure they have been chomping at the bit, considering how back and forth it's been. Talton puts up the shot, and he's glad to be back in the game. I'm certain of that. About a minute remaining. Grant with the ball up top, guarded by Lincoln Flores, who's trying to overcome that 4-20 game that he had against Newark. He had to take on Eli Betancourt, so you can almost understand, but Lincoln Flores in his own right, a star point guard, and he was pretty much shut out. Can't get the shot this time either. Cage with the rebound. Here's Grant, gets it over to Cage up top. Over to D'Artagnan for three, and that one will buckle in. And there is the 10-point lead for Nashville, largest of the game. Got a 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Colvin Thompson can't hit the three, but Greenberg will put it back. Puts it back in single digits. Let's see if Nashville can close out as the shot clock is off. If they can close out with a double-digit lead. Soto's going to hang on to it. Down low to Kamienski. One on the shot clock. Turnaround jumper. No good. So even though it got up to 10 there for a couple of seconds, it's back down to 8, 59-51. The Nashville Brigade leading in their home opener. Here is the Sprint halftime report. Welcome back to Nashville. Happy Saturday, everybody. It's UBC Saturday here on the Coliseum Sports Network. Nashville opening up their home schedule here against the Chicago Inferno. And they have a 59-51 lead. Hector Talton putting up the first attempt of the game. It is a long two from the short corner. All the starters back in the game for both sides. Grant with the ball down low to Henninger. He'll get it back to Grant. Grant kicks this one out. D'Artagnan for three. Miss it. Rebound by Gloucester. Here comes Chicago up the court. Pull-up jumper by Talton is no good. D'Artagnan pushing it up the floor. Back to Grant. D'Artagnan, he's going to force up the three and miss. Pulled down by Gloucester. Flores with it. Mismatched here against Henninger. He'll get it out to Gloucester. Retreats back to the three-point line. Gets it over to Flores. One on the shot clock. That three is from way out, and it almost went in. Flores taking some bad shots here. Grant with the ball. Gets it over to Henninger. D'Artagnan finds Soto. Soto looking to drive. And while he works baseline, he falls off the top rope. Out of bounds on Nashville. 6-point game. Chicago looking to cut into this lead. Lincoln Flores has pretty much been a non-factor through the first game and a half that he has played in the United Basketball Clubs. They're going to drive the lane here against Troy Grant, and he cannot convert on the runner. Here comes Grant the other way. And you see there, 4 points, 2 of 6. 2 of 4 back in the first quarter. Henninger missing the three from way outside. You see that particularly interesting stat line, 6 points. He's only made 1 field goal. And there's Flores putting down the three. We saw this past Wednesday, Garrison Prado of the Seattle Emeralds. He started off with only 5 points in the first half and then started lighting it up as he tried to help his team come back, though they lost by 10. It's the same thing happening here with Lincoln Flores. Ball down low to Samuels. Step back jumper is good. Chicago working their way back into it as they are on a 7-0 run to start off the third quarter. Andrew Samuels, he's one player to look at. 4 points off of 2 of 6 shooting. And he's done an admirable job holding down the fort against Armin Henninger. Troy Grant inbounding the ball. They give it off to Henninger, driving the lane. Fadeaway jumper from the elbow. That's a spot he likes, and he's able to give Nashville their first point of the second half. 8 points for Henninger, and Chicago will call timeout. What to be proud of for both sides. Our next presentation of UBC Saturday will be right back here in Nashville as the Brigade will be playing host to the Montreal Majesty. It'll be an 8 o'clock tip-off, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off here on the Coliseum Sports Network. In between time, Nashville will go to Newark on Wednesday. They will take on the Wrens before they come back home next week. Chicago with the ball. Talton drives the lane, and that one hits under the rim, even though that probably would have looked impressive if that went in. Soto tries to lead pass it to Troy Grant, loses the ball, and Chicago gets another chance. Just like that. Flores with it. Hands it off to Samuels, puts it up, blocked by Henninger. Here's D'Artagnan up the floor. Down low to Soto. Up top to Grant and back to D'Artagnan. Will he take it on his own? That's how it's looking as the shot clock winds down. No, he'll give it to Grant. He'll find an open lane as he sliced the defenders. And he's able to put Nashville back up by 5. Flores with the ball. Gets it to Talton. Hector Flores driving the lane. Tries to get it down low to Gloucester. Batted around and into the hands of Stojanovic. Over to Henninger. Ball almost lost and collected back by Grant. Got to be careful how you hand off those passes. Soto trying to go to work down low, and he's able to draw the foul. It's the first one of the game on Flores. We saw Flores foul out in that game against Newark, but 3 of those fouls were in the late stages. When the game was almost out of reach, he was intentionally fouling because he was the closest guy there. Soto, on the other hand, hits his first free throw, makes it 64-58. Barrett Soto from the Bronx went to college at St. John's and then played 5 years overseas, last played in Puerto Rico. He's glad to be back in the States, and he's definitely excited for that game at Newark that he will be playing in on Wednesday. He hits both of his free throws, 65-58, with 7.5 left in the third quarter. Flores gets it to Talton, has no problem putting it up and has no problem putting it down, 65-60. Grant to D'Artagnan. D'Artagnan has relied on the 3 a lot, but he'll give it up this time. Grant double team. Soto now driving the lane. Fadeaway shot missed. Ball tipped around and into the hands of the Inferno. Greenberg, the one credited with the rebound. Greenberg trying to drive the lane. Gets it over to Teixeira. Miguel Teixeira getting his first points of the game. Miguel Teixeira, a very talented guy in his own right, but we have not seen a lot out of him, and apparently those were not his only points of the game, so he now has 4. But editorially speaking, I'm surprised that he has not been used more by the Chicago offense, at least at this point in the season. Van Buren pulling down the shot, and he goes up and in. Dashiell Van Buren brings Chicago within 1. 6:18 remaining in the third quarter. D'Artagnan on the baseline. Chicago trying to keep Nashville out of the paint. It's proven to be costly. Another 3 given up. (68-64), Nashville with the lead. Behind the back, no look to Dashiell Van Buren. And Van Buren draws the foul. That'll be the first on Stojanovic. A great look there, or no look, I guess you could say, by Flores. He tried to put that one on the highlight reel. Van Buren just couldn't convert. He'll hit his first free throw, though. 7'1", center from Pietermaritzburg, South Africa. In a land that enjoys cricket and rugby and soccer, Van Buren, as tall as he was, he just knew that basketball was his calling. He misses the second free throw. So now 68-65 game, playing tight on Lamont. Able to hedge that double team. Now he's back down low, guarding Stojanovic. Lamont with the ball up top. Gets it over to D'Artagnan, putting up the 3. And a miss, but rebound by Kamienski, who's able to put it up and draw the foul himself, and that's Flores' second. So Hippolyte Kamienski in the game. Showing off that mohawk of his. So he started growing that thing at the beginning of this year. He's not sure if he's going to let it grow anymore, or if he's just going to try to maintain it as it is, but he says he's keeping it for at least a little while, and then he gets the block on the other side. Teixeira inbounding for Chicago Inferno, down by 5. Ball out to Talton. Driving the lane. Goes up and misses. So Talton will have to take his 2 at the line. Hector Talton at the line, 17 points against Newark, but he did it off of 5 of 21 shooting. Had to earn a lot of his points at the free throw line. He got 6 at the line, going 6 of 9 from the stripe. First one's good, makes it 70-66. Henninger will come back into the game. And the second shot is good, 70-67. Just over 5 minutes remaining here in the third. Grant working with the ball. Gets it down low to Henninger. Post up. Fadeaway jumper. No good. Pulled down by Gloucester. Flores bringing it up the floor. He'll pull up on him. He'll miss. So Grant with the rebound. Passes it into the corner. Cody Lamont hitting it. That's a long 2. But still from the corner. 72-67. Flores setting up the play. Out pops Talton. He'll put the shot up right there. Can't get the catch and shoot opportunity to convert. D'Artagnan pulling down the board. He now has 9 and 6. And he really has been all over the place for Nashville today, and that's the type of thing that Howard Williams likes from Tyler in particular. He likes Cody Lamont's three-point shooting ability, and he probably won't like that loose ball foul called on Kamienski. But yeah, Tyler D'Artagnan been all over the floor. That's what Howard Williams wants him to do. As a swing man who's capable of playing the 2, the 3, or the 4, he possesses a decent amount of skill set, both on defense and offensively. And Howard Williams wants him to exhibit it all. Because on paper, it seems like the offensive production as you go from center on to the backcourt is a little bit light for Nashville. Especially considering that they're more of an inside-out type of team. Grant with the ball, though, he's going to try to produce offensively, and he'll have to do it at the free throw line. Third foul on Flores already. Now he's in foul trouble. This was around the same time, maybe more so early in the fourth, was where Flores ended up with those 3 fouls. And if he's not careful, he may find himself out of the game. We saw on Wednesday, James Love fouled out with 11:41 remaining in the game. Six-point game here for Nashville. At one time, that was their largest lead of the game. They've now gotten up to as much as 10 as they try to go 2-0. Not as easy as it was against Pittsburgh, but a win will be a win if they can come out with it. Grant converts both. 74-67. 3:27 remaining in the third. Samuels with the ball. Waiting for the offense to develop. Finds an open Flores from the opposite elbow. He hits it. 74-69. Grant up top. He's waiting for his cutters to fight through the screens. They couldn't, so Grant's just going to take it himself. 76-69. Gets it over to Greenberg. Greenberg spin move, lay in is good. So he'll put it back to 5. Grant up top now. We'll see if he'll take it on his own. Nope, Soto working with the ball now. He's up a bit. He'll retreat to the perimeter. Doesn't see anything he likes. Now to Lamont. He gets the shot fake. They'll shoot a little closer and miss it from almost point-blank range. Rebound pulled down by Andrew Sanders. Flores going to drive the lane here. Trying to take on Henninger. Kicks it out. Carney open for 3. That is his shot right there. You could not leave Seth Carney in space. Chicago within 2 with under 2 remaining in the third quarter. How will Nashville respond? With an and one opportunity, Barrett Soto fouled by Oliver Greenberg, and Greenberg now finds himself in foul trouble with 3 fouls. Just a simple jump shot by Barrett Soto and his unorthodox release, but it works for him.
One shot.
And he's able to parlay it to pro caliber talent. Can't get the and one free throw though, so still a 4-point game. Chicago going to try to get back into this before the quarter is out. Cross-court shot. Flores, long 2 is good from the corner. Flores only 4 points in that first half, and now here in the third quarter, he scored 7. Stojanovic bounce pass down low to Henninger inside the paint. Puts it up and misses, but Stojanovic is right there for the putback. And Nashville has hit the 80-point mark. They're up by 4. Nashville hands it off, or Flores hands it off to Talton for 3, puts them within 1 of Nashville. And Talton waking up here. 7 in the first half, 9 just in this quarter alone. Will the offense arise here for Chicago in the remainder of the second half, or can Nashville hold them off? Well, if they keep fouling as Chicago has, then Nashville will be able to keep them at bay. 40th point in the paint for the Brigade, and Nashville now in the bonus. Stojanovic will head to the line. And he'll get the and one, 83-79. 46 seconds and counting. Chicago trying to hang on here. Get their first win of the season. Flores now double teamed. He's in the corner. He is trapped. Who's going to help him out? No one. As Lamont will try to take the ball away, but he stepped out of bounds in the process. Wilkes will inbound. Ball back to Talton. He'll throw up the 3, and it won't go. So D'Artagnan pulls down the board. About 2 more possessions left here in the quarter. Nashville going to look to tack on another couple of points here before the quarter is over. D'Artagnan over to Grant. Grant driving the lane. Gets past 3 Inferno defenders, but misses. Final seconds here. We'll see what Chicago can put up. And Talton will pull up and miss. So there's the third quarter right there. Flores and Talton kind of got going. So Chicago is now within 4. UBC Saturday on the Coliseum Sports Network. We enter the final quarter of play, 83-79 game, Nashville leading. Already started off the season with a win on the road. They are now in search of a win at home, and they're 12 minutes away from doing just that. Nashville will start off the quarter, bringing the ball up the court. Grant double teamed by Flores and Thompson. But now Kamienski open down low, missed. Cage able to get the rebound and the putback. The Brigade have been pretty much controlling the paint from the beginning of the game. They are 20 points ahead in that aspect, and Chicago has not been able to hit their long-range shots, and they put up a lot of those. Talton goes up, draws the foul, second one on Henry Cage. Chicago started this season, first 2 games on the road. They'll finally get their chance to open at home on Tuesday the 4th, hosting Montreal. That'll be a 8 o'clock Eastern game, 7 o'clock local time in Chicago from Allstate Arena in Rosemont. Be sure to check out SimsColiseum.com for the result of that matchup. Both free throws go in for Hector Talton, 85-81 in favor of Nashville. Kamienski up top here. He'll find Soto. Working along the perimeter for a team that is not perimeter oriented. D'Artagnan down low to Cage. He'll get the shot up. He has 2 fouls, but he'll draw one right here on his opponent. That's Wesley Wilts' second foul. So here is Henry Cage at the line. Henry Cage had 7 points in that win against Pittsburgh. Put up 6 shots. Went to the line once. And made 3 of those shots. As I said, he finished with 7 points in that game. 88-81. Flores double team. Pass over to Greenberg. He's in foul trouble defensively. See if he can contribute offensively. Flores pulls up. Misses. Wilkes pulls it down. He'll put it back up and in. 88-83. Grant working with it on the perimeter. Out pops Soto. Down low to Cage. He's going to try to go to work on the block. Facing up Wilkes. And he'll miss the shot. And Wilkes will pull down the board. Colvin Thompson with the ball. Wearing his lime green shoes. Pulls up for the 3 and converts. Colvin Thompson wearing his neon green shoes. He's looking to wear different pair of shoes every game of the season that he plays. Both season and playoffs. Wore teal in that loss to Newark, wearing neon green today. Hopefully that green will mean good luck. He picks up the steal. Thompson will pull up for 3. Can't hit it. That one was in rhythm too. He was a little open there, but he can't give Chicago the lead. Grant with the ball, guarded by Thompson. D'Artagnan will put up the 3 from the right wing. Missed. Cage able to put it back up one-handed. Look at it again here. Man, look at that vertical. He took off there to pull down the board, and then didn't nearly use as much of his vertical there to just put it back. Sometimes you just got to keep it simple. 90-86. Over to Greenberg. He'll put up the 3 and miss. Now Henry Cage with his 5th rebound. Troy Grant gets it over to D'Artagnan. Mismatch here. Gloucester on D'Artagnan. So that leaves Greenberg down low, struggling against Kamienski. Soto down low to D'Artagnan. Under the rim. Missed. Good contest there by Oliver Greenberg as he'll bring the ball up the floor. Down low to Wilkes, and he can't get the and one opportunity. Kamienski, though, called for his 3rd foul. He is not happy. Wilkes a walk-on with the Florida State football team. Played as a lineman. Both sides he would switch off. Standing at 6'9", 254. But after a couple of years as a walk-on, he decided to devote his time fully to basketball. And he's been able to carve a 9-year career out of it. So good on him. Seems like he made the right decision. Can't hit the last free throw though, 90-87. And a loose ball goes out of bounds, and possession will be in favor of Chicago. 8:36 remaining in regulation. Nashville leading 90-87. We have yet to have an overtime game in the first week of UBC play. Flores back in to see if he can help the team operate. Talton getting the ball and tries to force the runner. He'll draw the foul, and it'll be on Henninger. Henninger's first. First one in and good for Hector Talton, 90-88. Chicago trying to take the lead back. They have not been able to capitalize on certain opportunities. (90-89) as Talton converts both free throws. So a 1-point game yet again. D'Artagnan drives the lane, down low to Stojanovic. He'll put it up, and he'll get the shot in the foul. So Gloucester called for his first, and that's interesting considering just how much the Brigade have done in the paint. And Gloucester has been able to keep his nose clean up until this point. 8:07 remaining in the fourth. Nashville back up by 3. Stojanovic trying to make it 4, and he will. 93-89. Can Nashville start off the season 2-0? We'll find out here. Talton pulls up top of the key, and he says no. 93-91. And Flores getting too handsy with Troy Grant, and he'll draw the foul. That is his 4th. D'Artagnan to Henninger. Gets it to Soto. Down low, Stojanovic. Turns, puts it up, misses, and pulled down by Greenberg. Here comes Flores, pushing it up the court himself. No look pass to Samuels. A lot of Brigade down there, and he misses. The ball's still loose, and it just bounces out of bounds. Nobody went for the ball there. I don't think, well, in the case of Andrew Samuels, I don't think he saw where it went. But luckily for them, Chicago keeps the ball. Otherwise, that would have been a huge lapse in judgment. Talton pulls up from the elbow, and he uses the glass, ties the game at 93. Henninger hands it off to Grant. And a blocking foul called on Flores. That is his 5th. So he fouled out in the last game, and he is on the verge of fouling out in this game. But he's too important of a player to take out right now. So here's Henninger driving the lane, blocked by Samuels, and that one's out of bounds. Brigade will keep the ball, but it's principle of the matter. On shots like that, at least that's how I feel about blocks that go out of bounds. Even though the team keeps it, they're still sending that statement. Soto to D'Artagnan, only 2 on the shot clock. Gonna have to force it up from the corner, and that one is good. D'Artagnan waited until the shot clock buzzer, but apparently worked the wait there as it gives Nashville the lead back, 96-93. Flores to Greenberg and back again. He'll put up the shot and miss it, and it has just not been a good first two games for Lincoln Flores. Soto with the ball over to Grant. D'Artagnan drops it down low to Henninger, facing up. He'll take a jab at it, and he'll try to drive the lane, and Samuels will escort him out of bounds. So another turnover there. Particularly crucial one for Nashville if they want to keep the lead. Even though Chicago has struggled from the perimeter today, doesn't mean that they'll necessarily be struggling for long. Flores working, trying to drive inside. He'll hand it out to Talton. A little hesitation dribble, going to try to drive himself. One on the shot clock, puts it up, bounces around and in. 1 point game again. 5:44 remaining in the fourth quarter, and Nashville will call timeout. Chicago started off the game shooting 44% from the field. They've been able to kick it up just a notch to 46%. It's even small percentages like that that can really put a team back in the game. Chicago was playing at arm's length. They were down at times by 6 and 8 and even 10 at a couple of junctures, but now they find themselves within one. They've tied a few times here in late going, and that was a loose ball that found its way into the hands of Barrett Soto. So the Brigade lucked out on that one, as that one pretty much fell into the hands of a player instead of into the hands of the Inferno. Chicago now call timeout. They're trying to keep from starting off the season 0-2, having to look for their first win of the season against a Montreal team that has looked pretty good as well. Able to get the win there just yesterday on Halloween night over Pittsburgh, 94-92, off of a buzzer beater by DeVille Lennox. Montreal, a team that's 1-1, don't want to take on a team like that early in the season. Flores puts up the three and misses. And all the Brigade down low were in position to take that rebound. It was Stojanovic that got the board. But then Armin Henninger, he messes up there. A lapse in judgment on the veteran from Germany as he is called for a moving screen. So the ball right back in the hands of Chicago, and they try to make good here. Flores to Talton. Gives it over to Greenberg. He's going to try to drive. His foot's on the line. If that is good, it's not. And Henninger pulls down the board with some vigor. And he'll push it up the court to Grant. Grant's open. He got around his man, and he can't convert the point-blank shot. Flores on the run now. Nashville able to get numbers back. Flores can't hit the contested three-pointer. So Flores only 11 points today, 5 for 14. He was able to get 7 there in the third quarter. But he just has not been much of a factor in these other quarters. First, second, and here in the fourth. Stojanovic, open layup, puts Nashville up by 5. There's Flores. He's trying to drive the lane. Hands it off for Samuels. No, tipped away. Henninger picking up the rebound. And Grant with it. D'Artagnan hanging on to it. The crowd for the Brigade was out of it for just a touch of a second. But then a block by Flores. Soto gets the ball back. 3 on the shot clock. Grant has it now. Gonna have to come up with something, and he'll put down the jumper. 102-95. The Brigade crowd was down there for a little bit. They're able to come back in there on their feet, silenced somewhat by the 3 by Lincoln Flores, and he's been chucking them up pretty much throughout this last stretch of this quarter, and finally one goes in. Grant over to Soto. And back to Grant. Out pops Soto, cutting around. Gets it back to Grant. Driving the lane, pulls up on him, and misses, and no call. So here comes Flores. He's charging. He's going to try to put up the runner off the backboard and in. 102-100, and Flores trying to get his team back into it. He now has 16, but Nashville able to get the shot. So 16 points and 7 rebounds for Lincoln Flores. He's going to see what he can do here. This isolation move down low, and Declan Gloucester throws it down under the rim. Look at that on replay. He got up there. Surprised he didn't graze his head on the rim. Chicago within 2 now. And it looked like Nashville was going to run away with this one. They still can, but Chicago is making a game of it here. D'Artagnan for 3. Oh, that would have been huge. And here's the rebound bouncing around, and that's a huge offensive rebound by Armin Henninger. That ball has been bouncing everywhere today. D'Artagnan will get it over to Grant. 5 on the shot clock. He's running around, doesn't know where to go. He'll turn around, put that one up, and miss it. A key shot missed by Troy Grant. Here comes Chicago on the run. And they have to slow it down. Good job by Nashville to slow them down and contest that shot. Flores missing. Grant with the ball. Stopped by Flores. Flores going to have to be careful here. He does not want to foul out here in the late stages. Turnaround jumper by Henninger. It was tipped by Gloucester, and he'll pick up the ball. Up ahead to Talton. That runner is blocked now. So back the other way. 104-102. Nashville trying to create separation here with just over a minute left in regulation. Henninger with the ball, guarded by Samuels. Henninger fades away and hits it. 4-point game, timeout Chicago. Chicago, almost a week removed from being down and having to claw from as much as 23 points. They were down by 10 at one point here, but they have been showing a lot more fight in this game, and they are trying to claw back into this. They've been so close yet so far. And the score shows it here as they are behind 106-102 with 102 remaining in the fourth. Flores going to work, finds Talton, throws up the 3, and it won't go. Rebound by D'Artagnan. D'Artagnan's done a lot all over the floor. He's put up 12 three-pointers, and 4 have gone in. Grant with the ball. Trying to drive. He's been a ball stopper here, and he loses it. He pays for it. Should have moved that ball around a lot more. Here's Oliver Greenberg trying to get it in, and he does. If you're an Inferno fan, and that would be good to hear considering that we're only a couple of games into the season, that one had you on pins and needles, that layup by Oliver Greenberg. Flores fouls. He's fouled out for the 2nd consecutive game. So it'll be up to pretty much everybody else on the team to pick up the slack. They are down by 2 off the intentional foul. Nashville in the bonus. And Grant can't hit the free throw. He does get one more, though. Colvin Thompson into the game in place of Lincoln Flores. Well, I'm fairly certain that Talton might be the one that has moved down to the point guard position. No matter, Thompson's the one that brings the ball up the floor. Crucial shot here. Talton misses, and the rebound by Nashville. Troy Grant misses the key free throws, and he'll have to shoot some more here. So he'll get a chance at redemption, and if he hits both of them here, then that will surely do it for Nashville. First shot is good. Chicago's still capable of hitting a three, though, on the other end. So he's going to pretty much need to make this one. Here's the crucial one. Got it. 108-104. Timeout Chicago with 9.8 remaining. Lincoln Flores just has to sit on the bench and watch as he fouls out for the second straight game. See what the game plan is here for the Inferno. They are 9.8 seconds away from a so close yet so far loss for the second straight game. Talton putting up the three. That one doesn't go. Thompson puts it back out. Talton again for three. That one misses too, and that's kind of been the microcosm of Chicago in this game. They put up the threes and they have barely come down. That's bad for a team that relies on threes and hard defense. So 108-104, Brigade get the win. Thank you for watching, everybody. Here is your Jordan Brand Player of the Game.